So yeah, I finally, I am able to cook. I had to sleep. Sorry, work the next day, so I could prep. I'm gonna meal prep for up to Thursday. Before I start this meal prep, we're gonna save that announcement for the next video. I'm excited, but we're gonna save that for the next video. Today we're cooking. We're gonna just talk about what we're cooking. This is gonna be our meal prep, made easy. I'm gonna tell y'all what everything costs, one by one. Ooh, relax. One by one. And then for those of you that know or don't know, I am on a road to 170 pounds. So I'm trying to put on 170 pounds of lean muscle. I was 170 pounds before, but I was 170 pounds with a lot of fat. You could not see my abs before, none of that. So I'm trying to retain my abs, stay lean, and have a lot of muscle mass. I'm not checking my body fat percentage, and I'm not checking my muscle mass until the end of my 170 pounds. All right, let's get right to it. So I'm gonna teach you guys how to full shop meal prep. So first thing you want to take care of is, you can start with that first or last, but it needs to be in your meal prep, whether it's carbs, protein, or your greens or fiber. Okay, always think of it that way. Have a balanced meal plan. Again, I am not a chef. I just know how to cook. I am not a doctor. I'm just a personal trainer that knows what I'm talking about. My body shows for it. If you're not sure or don't know, check out my socials. My Instagram is Jayceon with a 3, not an E. And all my other handles is Jayceon Ditto, okay? Tap in with me. I go live and talk about personal training. I go live and talk about meal plans and meal preps. And if you want to ever get on any of my programs, Jayceon D Fitness is where you will go. All right, let's get right into it. So you always want to go carbs, protein, greens. I'm gonna make it as simple for y'all as possible. If you want it to be a little bit more intricate, you can tap in and we will go more deep. Carbs, greens, your veggies, whether that be green beans, broccoli, asparagus, whichever one you like, as long as it's green, y'all, okay? It's all up to you. And then you have everything else, and your peppers and whatever you'll need. We will talk about seasoning in a few as well. Green and then protein, all right? I'm gonna bring y'all a little closer. So we're gonna start from the protein first. When it comes to your protein, this will be how you will separate what meals you're making for yourself, right? So I always think lunch, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dinner, or lunch, snack, dinner. Because I'm bulking, it will be lunch, another lunch, dinner. And I'll decide what I want to do in between. So like from time to time, I might want sausages. What am I going to put it on? We will talk about it in a little bit. The more protein you get, the more meals you'll be getting, and the more work it will be. So try to limit your protein to 1 or 2 at the most when you're just starting. When you get comfortable with knowing how to meal prep, because it's easy, but it could also be a long task, as y'all will see. Then we move on to your veggies. So some of these will be just for me to saute. I might make caramelized onions just as a topping to have less seasoning and less extras. These might be just my peppers for me to put with my jerk chicken. Literally, you could do whatever you want. Jalapenos, I could toss them on anything that I want to toss them on. And I will tell you why half of these ingredients are here based on what I'm deciding to do or cook. Then you have your carbs. So your starch, your carbs. Corn, for example, does not add too much of a nutritional value, but it can be filling. Doesn't have much to give you for real. People don't realize that, but it can fill you up. Now you have your rice as another carb. Then I have my pasta noodles, and then I have my beans and my sweet potatoes. Now, normally I will honestly tell anyone else, remove the corn, remove the pasta, stick with these. That will be my advice to anyone especially people who are trying to lose weight. This is not for someone who's trying to gain. I would say remove what I just removed right? Because pasta is full of stuff that you don't want, and the corn doesn't have that much nutritional value. Just portion properly. Sweet potatoes are great for you as fries, anything honestly. French fries, sautéed, yams, mashed, stir fried in the oven, whatever. Rice is great. You just gotta portion it the proper way. As my sides, I have green beans, which I will and broccoli, which I will toss in a garlic butter sauce that I'm gonna make. Okay, so that's pretty much your food shopping. This is how you want it, and this is how I lay it out. Honestly, for me to cook as well, because it just makes more sense to be prepared. All right. Now we're gonna move on to prepping. Okay, prepping is the hardest part of meal prepping, to me, because you have to cut everything, clean everything, wash everything. It's just like it never ends. So if you're doing it with more people, if you're cooking for more people, it would be more time consuming. So I suggest you shop the day before. So if you meal prep on Sundays, shop on Saturday or Friday. You know, just a 2-day gap so that nothing goes bad. You can keep your meat in the fridge. If you're planning on doing it next week or the week after, keep it in the freezer, and don't buy your vegetables and stuff yet. Try to keep everything as fresh as possible, because meal prepping, you will be keeping it in the fridge or in the freezer for a longer time. So we're gonna start prepping. For the rest of this video, you're gonna mostly see me prepping food and not too much of my face, so that you guys can actually, you know, I might go to the sink and y'all see me standing up, but for the most part, it will be a lot about the food, and then we will end it with, you know, me talking about it and so on and so forth. All right, so let's get to this chopping and prepping part. Alright, as I told y'all before, we're gonna now take care of all the prep that has to happen in order for you to really have a good meal prep meal. So that means your broccoli, your green beans, your sweet potato, your onions, everything needs to be cut and prepped. I like to do the veggies first. Some people like to do it last. I just like to get it out of the way because they're easier to cook while I take care of everything else. Because I'm recording, the sequence might be a little different than I usually do it, but when it comes to my greens, those two things go first. So that's my green beans and my broccoli. They will be cut, washed, as well as all my vegetables, the green peppers, sweet peppers, tomatoes, everything that needs to be washed and cooked will be washed and cooked. After that, we're gonna cut everything that needs to be cut as well, okay? So let's go to the sink. All right, now the next thing we're gonna do is take care of your corn. As I said, all of your veggies that you can get to boil or get out the way, just do it. So the corn, I'm gonna cook it whole, because then I'm gonna dice all the small pieces off and put it inside of my bowl in pieces, not in slices, okay? Now this spaghetti, we're not gonna cook the whole thing. I'm only gonna make probably about half of it. I'm not gonna use that much because I am making rice and sweet potato. But first, let's get these green beans washed, add some water to it, and get it to boil, okay? If you do have ends on your green beans, make sure you cut them off just to be safe, but the ones at Walmart usually come already cut off. Sorry about that, over here being clumsy. All right, so you put the water. You don't have to put any seasoning on there right away, because you can put it afterwards. Don't over season your food, because that also makes you gain weight as well. Just keep that in mind. So we're now gonna wash all of our veggies. Once all of that is washed, we're gonna get to cutting. So that part, you don't really need me to talk to you guys through it. So yeah, let's get it. you have both your greens on the pot. You have your green beans as well as your broccoli. We will do the sweet potatoes later because those take a longer time to make, and I only have 2 pots, so I'm only making those 2, and then I will change over to use the other one. All right, let's get it. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I cut the vegetables in different types. So you have the diced onions and you also have the diced up peppers. Now we're gonna do peppers long way. So I guess you call them sliced, julienne, however you wanna call them. I am not a chef, I am just a dude that knows how to cook, all right? So I do it different ways because I'm gonna cook them different ways. The diced ones will be made for my sauce. My wrist started hurting, y'all. My wrist was hurting from all this cutting. So I told y'all, you have to get ready for this meal prep. It can be easy, but it can be time consuming. There's a lot of cutting, there's a lot of prepping. So get your kids, get somebody to help you out, all right? Next step, you got your sweet potatoes. Now these you could cut however you want to cut them, but I cut them in dices because I'm gonna saute them. After I saute them, they're going to go in the oven so they can get nice and crispy and golden and not fried. Obviously, they will be done in the oven. Alright, now the tomatoes are the next part. Make sure your tomatoes, do not blend them in the blender or anything like that. I cut them up because this is gonna be for my actual sauce. So your tomato sauce for your spaghetti. So you have multiple different ways to cut your vegetables. It's all up to you. But for me, this is how I do it for my sauce, my homemade sauce. Diced up onions. I have my diced up peppers, and then I have my diced up tomatoes. Now I'm gonna make the onions cut up for the caramelized onions that I will make. But just keep in mind to make sure that your tomatoes are diced properly. ovens. Ooh. You see that? Hold on, I think I need some light. And that's that. So, oil, your choice, vegetable oil, avocado oil. Just remember that avocado oil has a lot of fat. So, oil, put it on medium heat. After that, we'll go in there. That's good enough. And again, as I said before, you don't want it to be too done. All right, we're back. Tomato paste. Your veggies are gonna go in there. Okay. You don't wanna add your water yet, okay? Because you're gonna add the tomatoes itself, so you don't wanna add your water yet. Tomatoes, you add your seasoning. Because you're gonna get most of your water from your tomatoes. And we're gonna mash those up little by little by little by little to make them mushy. Bit of minced garlic. Some salt. Some pepper. Some ooh, that's it. Some Creole seasoning. Some slap your moms. I'm gonna put beef bouillon this time instead of the chicken one that we had earlier, because obviously this is going in beef. So your ground beef sauce should be nice and seasoned. And because we already have minced garlic, you don't have to put any then you want to start stirring that up together. If you want, you can add your tomato sauce in about like 5 minutes, but just let this cook on its own first. Taste the seasoning, see how it tastes. So this is what it should look like. So all of this that you see that's chunks is gonna be flat. Oh, look at my beans. Boom. So these are thinly sliced chicken pieces, but I'm seasoning it as jerk. Okay. I'm gonna wash this up. I'm gonna wash this though, before the wash police come here. So we're gonna wash this and then move on to the next. All right. But first, you're gonna pour your tomato sauce now in there. And let that. Toss the sausages in there. Wash your pan. And just leave that in there. That's gonna go again, like I said, with the ground beef as well. The ground beef will be made separately. Okay? Right on top of your spaghetti. I found one. Oh my God. I gotta let somebody taste this. Woo! Now, turn this off, add a little bit of water, and then just let it do its thing for the rest of the way. Alright y'all, now we move on to the ground beef. Just make sure you do not season your ground beef. If you want to, then go ahead, but I don't think you should because your sauce is seasoned enough. You don't want to double season, you will make your food salty, and again, seasoning adds to fat, which adds to weight gain as well. So just don't season, and then you're gonna pour all your ground beef inside of the sauce. I don't like my sauce too saucy to overpower my noodles. I like it thick, pause. So if you want it saucier, just add more water or add more tomato sauce. It's all up to you, but I like it to just be real heavy when it comes to my sauce and for my noodles or my spaghetti. All right, y'all. Then we're gonna move on to making sure that we take care. Look at that, goodness. Listen, y'all, that sausage in there brings flavor, brings extra different type of meat. Just try it. Let me know how it tastes. Let me know how it is. It is homemade and it is good. Alright, so now we're gonna go on to the chicken. You wanna pat your chicken dry. Make sure to get out all your seasoning, all your water, sorry. Make sure you get all your water out of that chicken so that you can season it the proper way and it doesn't, come out too watery. We're gonna take care of the Now it's time for you to marinate and season your chicken. So I put half of a jerk chicken seasoning, which is the mild version of the jerk. Then a little bit of Creole seasoning for spice, extra spice on there. And then oil as well. Some more oil. I think I'm gonna add, some more oil. Just to keep that all together. Check up on my yams and make sure they are still cooking properly. Mix all your seasoning together and then you're gonna throw your chicken in there. And just make sure that it's completely covered. All of the pieces that you have are completely covered up. After that, we're going to actually close up the chicken and then we're gonna let it marinate for 24 hours. So as I said before, if you want to meal prep on Sundays, make sure you buy everything on Saturday, season your meat the day before, so that way you can use it the next day. You don't have to overnight it. It's just that it keeps more of the flavor in together when you do it overnight. All right, that's how it's supposed to look. Cover it up with some plastic and you're good to go. Pop it in the fridge for 24 hours or a couple of hours. It's all up to you guys. All right. Next thing we'll take care of are the chicken wings. The chicken wings are gonna have feathers on them. They're gonna have a lot of fat on them. Probably sometimes they're just not always cleaned the way you want them to be cleaned. And then you wanna cut them into two pieces. So your flats and your drumsticks, okay? So just make sure, as you can see, there are still feathers on there. So make sure you take all of those pieces off, wash your chicken out completely. For the wash police, make sure you wash your chicken, and you don't have to, It's not that big of a deal, but make sure you do it because there are still feathers and everything on there. So I'm gonna cut them up in slices, and then we're gonna also do the same thing. Marinate it, season it, put it in the fridge to marinate overnight. That's just the chicken, okay?
Different proteins, right?
3, my love.
Okay, so what's in the menu?
Chipotle style burrito bowl. So basmati rice, so chicken rice, jerk chicken rice, corn, black beans, fajitas, and avocado.
Okay.
And then
That should sound like a bulky meal.
yes it is. And then I'm making chicken teriyaki wings. Right there, sweet potato and broccoli. And then
Bless you.
ground beef and sausage and a tomato sauce over spaghetti. Thank you.
Sounds really nice.
Alright, y'all. Next thing we're gonna take care of is the rice. We're gonna wash the rice until the water is clear. Alright. I feel like I said make sure the whole video. Y'all count how many times I said make sure throughout this whole video. But yes, the water you want it to be right above the rice, and then add some oil. That's just how I do it, and then cover it up. Put it at medium heat. Medium heat. Let that cook, let it do its thing. So now we're gonna take our chicken from the fridge from the night before. You also have the jerk chicken that we're gonna remove as well. But the regular chicken wings, you just want it to be marinated regular, no extra seasoning, because we're gonna make teriyaki with it. This is your jerk from the night before as well. It gained a little bit of water, but it's all good. And nothing wrong with a little bit of juices, right? Then you're gonna move on to your veggies, which is the ones that we cut long ways or sliced, whichever way you want to call it, because you need that as well for your fajitas and for your teriyaki wings. Okay, so for making the wings, people make it differently. Some people would deep fry them. I don't deep fry my wings because, again, I don't really eat fried food often. I use oil, but it's not deep fried. Okay, this is the jerk. Don't be like me, put it on medium heat. I put it on high heat, so it kind of like cooked pretty fast, but put it on medium heat and you should be fine. And then you could even put it on like lower heat if you want to, but medium heat should work perfectly fine. And then for your chicken wings, do not put too much oil, just enough for your wings to get golden brown. And then, because we're also going to use water as well as onions, and you will see that in the next couple of videos. All right. Golden on every side. Water, some onions, Now don't forget we're doing the second batch, so that's why we're saving some of these onions. Because we got another batch coming after this. So this is to make the inside of your chicken soft as well when it bakes down there. Now, once you remove all your chicken out of the pan, you're gonna put it in another pan, okay? And you can pour some of the juices on there too, but your little bit of sauteed peppers that you did, you don't wanna over saute them. Keep some crunch to it. Then you're gonna put all of those on top of your chicken and it's gonna go right in the oven with your teriyaki sauce, which you're gonna also cook on the side of another pan. So a little bit of teriyaki sauce. I got my teriyaki sauce from Walmart as well. It's the PF Chang teriyaki sauce bottle. And I just poured it over while it was hot already. Of course it could have got hot in the oven as well, but I just wanted the extra glaze. So I just made it hot, poured it over the chicken, and then pop it in the oven for about 10 minutes at most. Nothing longer than that. Look at that glaze, y'all. Let's get it in the oven. Alright, now we're gonna go to last but not least, our spaghetti. Do not cut your spaghetti, guys. Nah, don't cut your spaghetti. Just put it in there. It will come down on its own. Just add a little bit of butter, a little bit of oil. Your rice is already done, and voila, y'all. You got your rice, you got your noodles, you got your glazed teriyaki. Look at that teriyaki chicken. And it's a whole bunch of it to last you for a lot of days. Then you have your sauce with the ground beef, and you have your jerk chicken with the fajitas. You have your sauteed onions, beans, broccoli, green. Oh my God. So there you have it, guys. I am exhausted. I had to throw my hat on. I took my do-rag off. This is your meal prep right here. Now we're gonna actually put out all the containers. And once we put all the containers out, we're gonna start getting ready or getting it together to just piece it piece by piece, okay? So I'm just gonna show y'all. These are my containers to keep in the fridge, and then the rest, I'll wrap it up and close it, and it'll go in the freezer. Whatever's, not gonna be used. So I set it up like so, and sometimes I'll have like probably 2 extra containers. So it will look just like this. Clear, it looks clear right now, so y'all can't see. But you have 2 lunches, 2 dinners, okay? So I can do however combination that I want to do with my lunches as well as with my dinners. Because I have 3 types of protein. I can do spaghetti and the meatballs with the sausage. I can do the jerk chicken with the sweet potato and some white rice. I can do my chipotle, like I said I was gonna do it with the jerk chicken as well, which is with the beans and everything else. And then we're gonna have white rice and teriyaki wings. Okay, so that's what we're doing right now, guys. Alright, now I'm gonna teach y'all the stuff that people don't like, how to count, how to macro, how to this, that, scale your food out, okay? I know some of y'all don't like the music, but I can't please everybody. Some people love the music as background, some people don't. And I'm sorry, I just can't please everybody, all right? Get yourself a scale. The scale is like $5 on Amazon. I'm gonna try to get a link if I can. And weigh your food. If you don't want to weigh your food, which I personally think is a lot sometimes, just go cup by cup. Take a cup, put a cup of rice. That's it. Don't go over that cup of rice. But if you want to count your macros, do not go over 150 grams of rice or carbs if you want to lose weight. If you want to gain weight, you want to hit at least 200 to 250 grams of carbs. Weigh all your carbs first, so all your rice first, all your noodles first, and then you do your meat. So that way you don't gotta keep changing the unit. Carbs go in grams, okay? When it comes to your meat, you wanna go in ounces. So 4 ounces is the most you wanna go when it comes to the meat. Why am I fidgeting with this noodles? Just put the noodle in there, boy. But yes, that's how you wanna do it. Do not go over 150 of grams if you wanna lose weight. Do not go over 200. Do go over 250 if you want to gain weight and put on some actual size. Okay, I know some of y'all gonna be taking these tips, so you better take the tips and then come and tell me how it works for you. All right, so we're doing them one by one at a time. Carbs first, and then you do everything else afterwards, guys. Oh yeah, and also don't forget, obviously I'm a personal trainer, so if you need meal plans, you need meal preps, holla at me, JD Fitness on Instagram. I am coming back full on the gram with my clients and everything. So when it comes to my chicken, obviously, like I said, for me, this was just to show y'all, I do everything by eye. I know how to weigh my food. I know how to eat my meat, pause. So when it comes to chicken, I'll usually go 4 to 5, sometimes 6 pieces of chicken if it's for dinner. Now, if you're trying to lose weight, I think you should stick to 2, up to 3 at most. Okay, so now I'm basically just plating my meal. When it comes for me, because I'm bulking, I'm putting a lot more than everything else. But if you're someone that's trying to lose weight, I would say avoid the corn, do less beans, keep your chicken the size it is. If you're trying to lose weight, go 4 ounces. If you're trying to gain weight, go over 5 to 6, sometimes even 7 ounces of chicken. Okay, the more the merrier. But obviously everybody's stomach is not able to stomach that much food at once. Your sweet potato are a great carb. Everything is portion control if you're trying to lose weight. The smaller, the better, but you literally make the same type of meal and you should be fine. So I use my caramelized onions as a type of sauce and a type of extra glaze on my chicken. So that's basically pretty much it, guys. Your greens, your carbs, your meat, and you're all set. Alright, and that was meal prepping with me. If you want to see more meal prep videos on how to make food taste good and eat well, let me know in the comments what y'all want to see, how y'all want me to do it, what y'all want to learn more about, whether it's how to count your macros, whether it's how to make the meals, because there are some more boring meals that you can make, but I like to make meal prepping fun and I like to make the food taste good. Alright, so there you have it, you guys. Meal prep is done. We are officially finished. I have 2 lunches, 2 dinners worth for 2, 4, 6, 8. So 4 days. So we're gonna eat this from, and then all of these will be packed to be put in the freezer. So I'm gonna close this up with a lid, and those are gonna go in the freezer. And all you have to do is just take it out, throw it out, pop it in the fridge. That's just how meal prep goes. We also still have more of our sausage and beef. So that's gonna go in the container as well, go in the freezer. So all I will have to do after everyone leaves that weekend, because I'm having people over this weekend. Once people leave, which will be probably on my 4th day, which will probably be around Sunday or Monday, I will have food left over for Monday. All I have to do is just put some noodles to cook or some rice. That's it. Those 2 things. I have everything else doubled. I have enough chicken left to last me 3 more days. I have enough chicken here and enough of that. So that's basically your meal prepping for up to 2 weeks. So this is what I have here. I have 4 meals right now. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 days worth. Oh. So if you look, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 meals, 2 meals, 2 meals, 2 meals. Then I have my breakfast, that's another meal, that's 3 meals. Then I'm gonna have another snack, which is like a protein shake or anything like that. So about 4 to 5 meals a day, I'm done. If I get very hungry that day, I can eat 3 of these without a problem. 3 meals in one day, and that's okay because I have enough left over. Alright, so that was meal prepping with me. I will see you guys on the next one. I'm going to try my best to do these at least once a week, as I said before. I'm trying to be more consistent with cooking and showing you that it's easy. It didn't cost me too much. I have 2 weeks worth of food And I still have plantains that I'm letting, you know, get ripe for me to make some plantains. So when my sweet potato is gone, this will be my other carb to eat. So don't overthink meal prep. Don't overthink not knowing how to cook. It is not that hard, you guys. I'm gonna teach y'all little by little what I know, how I did it. I'm gonna teach you guys little by little what I know, how I did it, and how I got to where I am now. And yeah, first name Jayceon, last name Ditto. And I will see you guys for the next video. Peace. This was meal prep. Made it easy. You got everything here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then a little snacky snack in between. Just, you know, that. You can take that to work, for lunch, anything. Pretty quickly, get it done. So that's it. And then we still have to pack these up. And then we're done for the night. I'm going to show y'all how that looks. But in the meantime, y'all have a good night. Stay blessed and healthy.